this a mic check. You fucking up my count, I told you I'ma call you right back. She might be a wifey to you, but to me a nightcap. Fly to Cali just to blow it back, cause bitch I'm like that. And I ain't tripping, I know I'ma make it right back. It's all...
Welcome to another episode of Game on Blitz, your ultimate hub for sports, hip-hop, and today's hottest topic. Come join our conversation and give us your thoughts and your insight, and come vibe with the community. And you know, if you don't want to get hit, and you got that itch for the game of sports, and you want to debate, you know where to go. Game on Blitz. Let's get it. Welcome back to Game on. Would I be able to do some maneuvering and maneuvering? You know how it is, bro. You know, so you could talk. You ain't got no worries.
You're so petty. You ain't got no worries.
Welcome back to another episode of Game on Blitz. Today we're gonna be recapping the Game 5, Oklahoma City Thunder versus the Indiana Pacers. And as we can see, Oklahoma City came out on top, and won that game. And I believe it ended up being a blowout in the fourth quarter, but I think OKC led through the whole game. But how you feel about the game? And just I want to hear your thoughts about the Game 5.
First, I'm gonna introduce myself.
Oh yeah. I forgot.
You forgot our intro.
Because we've been this whole debacle. The whole thing we've been going through right now. So you know how it is.
There's some technical difficulties.
Yeah, not for sure.
But we are here. Rest assured, we are here.
Say that.
Yes, so this is TK back in the building. But my thoughts on the game. For me, I really thought that was a great display of what OKC can do for the next game to come. I think they still haven't played their best game yet, and I stand on that. So that's really how I think, and I think it was a good defensive standpoint that they made. Mm-hmm. Very great defense yesterday. I think that's what won the game. I believe they turned over Indiana. Indiana turned over the ball a lot compared to OKC, right? Yep. So I think that was a big key. OKC was able to turn the turnovers into positive points for them, so that's always going to help you. But I think they played good defense. Of course, we know that Halliburton was they say he's a little hurt. Just think it was a regular Halliburton game. I don't know how much I believe that. I think everybody's hurt right now in the playoffs, right? Yeah. I think the whole Halliburton is hurt thing, I'm not falling for it. I just think that everything he tried didn't work. I think that they have more wing defenders. They're throwing everyone at him, from Lou Dort to Jalen Williams to Caruso. Caruso has been a big lift for them. He's doing everything that's needed, all the dirty work. So I really think it was a good defensive standpoint. Like I said, I think OKC still has a game left in them where they're going to play great. We've seen them pound people by 40. I know they can do it.
No, I agree. I think, again, I'm rooting for OKC to win. I'm tired of the Indiana Pacers. And I just wanted to see a good game from one side. I wanted to see a good game from OKC. I wanted to see a bad game from the Pacers. That just my biased opinion. But overall, to be unbiased, right, I want to give you the most objective opinion on this game. I think it was, again, the Indiana Pacers, they've been dangerous the whole series, right? The whole playoff. And I didn't want them to go in the fourth quarter where it's an 8-point, 9-point game, because that's scary. And I even heard J-Dub say at one point, I think it was game 2, he said, they're comfortable at 15, so we need to step on the gas and create more distance between us. So this game, I knew after losing game 4 that OKC was not going to come and play, and they were going to come out and show out in this game 5. And you even said it. You say, J-Dub look like it's going to go off. J-Dub is going off. I'm like, yeah, it looked like he might go off, but I think, Shea's going to, come out and give us 40 today. But that happened to be J-Dub. So I think it's a perfect match.
I caught it. I think he was around 22 around that time, when I was telling you that he's going off. I'm once it got to a certain point, I was like, oh, he's going for 40. I was like, he's going for 50, because he was making the timely shots. Like every time you look up, um I'm not saying that Shea wasn't doing what he was supposed to do. Shay's a walking 30 point almost every
Yeah,
night. We already know that's coming. But I thought that J Dub, every single time there's like a little, he made a big shot or he drove to the basket and he did what he was supposed to do. And they called him out after game one. They say he and Chet need to show up, and he's
yeah.
been showing up since game two.
No, I agree. And I think like again, OKC did what they were supposed to do, and I think they're a better team overall. And I think they're gonna do what's necessary to win this game. That's one. Two, I think like the Pacers, the last game they played a good game, but I think they gave it away. I think
Yeah,
they were supposed to go game three up 3-1, but after losing that game, I'm like that was a hard fought game. And again, OKC didn't shoot well from the three. I believe it
you're
was like
talking
30 to
about game
17.
four here, correct?
Game four, yes.
Okay.
And they didn't shoot well from the three. And I was like, okay, if OKC get out of this situation, they're gonna go ahead and win game five because it's just a given. And
Mhm.
I don't think they're gonna play with their food like they did game one. Game one they play with their food. This game they're not gonna play with their food. And
This series could have easily been like
a
3-1,
4-0.
4-1 right now. Not even 4-0, but at least 4-1.
Because even a game one, they shouldn't have won that game.
They shouldn't have. I
They
thought
shouldn't have.
OKC was the better team throughout the first three quarters. They just didn't finish the game. They let Indiana keep hanging around. And I
I
thought that
agree.
that was the biggest mistake that they made. They let Indiana keep hanging around. You can't let that team keep hanging around. Like,
One
that's
hundred
what they look
percent.
forward to.
100%. And it's just again like Tyrese to me, the conversation about Tyrese being a superstar, I think like we can put that to the side. If you had that stamp, you can unstamp it. He's not a superstar. He's a star. Just because you're knocking down clutch shot in a most like in a clutch moment doesn't make you a superstar. So I think we need to put that to the side. Like we saw right his performance. Like when Tyrese have a good game, he's having a good game, and when he's having a bad game, he's having a horrendous terrible game. 4 points, 0 for 6. You didn't make a field goal. All your 4 points came from the free throw line. You didn't make 0 for 4 from the three. It's like it was terrible. I know that it was some like calf injuries, whatever the case may be, but we cannot even use that excuse because against I think Cleveland, you also had maybe a 4 point game. I think against the Knicks, you also had maybe like it's either the Knicks or the Bucks.
I think he's been had like a game throughout the series. But to be quite honest, like the whole superstar thing, I don't agree with you all the time. But again, I am going to agree that we need to nip that in the butt
Yeah,
because he throughout the whole series he hasn't the first three quarters hasn't been good. He's
yeah,
finishing the game okay. Like
yeah,
he made one big shot and what was that game one or
yeah.
two, something like that.
Game
Either
one, game
way,
one. Mhm.
yeah, game one. And then after that, he showed up in the fourth quarter. So when he shows up in the fourth quarter, we're starting to forget everything that he's doing in the first three quarters, which is nothing,
Exactly.
basically.
And
He's
to
there passing the ball to his teammates, and Nemhard and Neesmith can do that.
Yeah, but let's not take all the credit away from him. He's pretty good. He's a good point guard. He's a good facilitator. He can rebound the ball. He can score when it's necessary. So he's a good player. We can say that.
I'm not saying he's not a good player.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that like he's not doing as much in the first three quarters. That's
At
like
times, yes.
at times, like especially in this series. I'm not talking about those other series.
Yeah.
Those other series too, he's had like let's say he had a 38 point game, a 30 something point
Hmm.
game at least in the New York series. But I'm saying he's inconsistent. Like he's a good player, but he's inconsistent.
I
And
agree.
I've
I agree
said
with that.
this before, even in the regular season. I know we're in the playoffs right now. A lot of people didn't watch them in the regular season, but he
Yeah.
had some not good games in the regular
Yeah.
season.
And,
Like we
and
can go back to those stats if we
yeah.
really want to.
Yeah. I think his inconsistency, like when he's not having a good game, it's it's really not a good game. It's like
Yeah.
again, just to go back to the superstar point, and we can just kind of like move on from there. It's like
Mhm.
if, for example, if you're super tall, if you're super tall, they're gonna be like, oh, you're super tall. But if you're ugly, we're not gonna be like, oh, you're super cute.
Yeah, no.
You're super tall. That don't mean you're also super cute. So for
Sure.
Tyrese Halliburton, he's super clutch, but he's not a superstar.
Okay.
It's super.
That's
It's simple as that.
okay. That's a good take on it. I'd
Yeah,
say
it's like.
he's good, but in order for us to give him that superstar status,
Hmm.
he has to be more consistent. I
Correct.
think that's what we need. Once he gets there, we're not going to take away anything that he's done. He definitely has shown that he's clutch.
Yep.
So you don't want to go in a close game with them. And like you said, the 15-point leads aren't safe. 10-point leads are not safe.
Yeah.
So what is safe? Really going up 20, because one thing about Indiana, I keep telling you, I tell everyone, they don't care what the score is. They're going to keep playing until 48 minutes is done.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's a
So,
fact. And
yeah.
just sometimes it's like I know his game is not the most attractive. His game is not the most like it's not pretty, right? But it gets the job done. Because
He gets the job done.
sometimes when you watch it, it looks like he looked like a lost puppy out there, bro. It looked like he can't shake nobody off. It looked like he's bringing up.
And his shot is a little weird,
No, no,
but
it's not
I
a little
like his
weird.
shot. It's
It's
pretty
weird,
good.
weird. It's not little.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
weird, weird.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So there is that issue, and just overall, that's just the way it is. And yeah, I think this series over. I think they're game 6. OKC is gonna wrap it up. I don't know if Tyree's gonna play because I think he's injured. But I want
Hmm.
to show you something here. I want to show you his struggles in game 5. Right.
Okay.
Let's look at brother Tyrese here.
Mhm. Not brother
Yes,
Tyrese.
he's been struggling a little bit. This was the play right here, which is ankle,
I'm trying to.
calf,
Okay.
something's been bothering him. He's taking
Well,
some time to figure it out.
he got
because
injured
he's
here.
not his rhythm.
Wait,
Hasn't been
pause
able to
it really
break through the
quickly.
way he
I don't
normally
know why
does.
I'm having pressure on me.
That's
Okay,
it.
go ahead. Play it.
And I think Lou Dort is kind
He's
of a
been
dirty
struggling a
player
little bit.
too.
This was the play right
A
here,
not so,
which is
he been playing a little bit
I,
rough.
ankle,
I was gonna say
calf,
I don't
something's
think
been
Lou
bothering
Dort
him.
is a dirty player.
He's
I
taking some
think
time to
that
figure it out, but he just hasn't
he's
had
not
his
doing
rhythm.
anything we haven't seen the
He
old
hasn't been able to
defensive
break through
players
the
do.
way he normally does.
He's out here.
But let me
So
tell you this. Tyrese
this is the
Halliburton
first
is a
half.
late game finisher. One of the best.
You just said that he's effective in a like late game. You just say late game finisher.
In our league.
He's effective later on.
So like I'm
He
saying,
moves more. It's like he waits for the fourth quarter to start doing something. I
exactly,
think he comes in the game trying to get his team going. He'll go and try to shoot a layup. If it doesn't go in, then he's like, "Oh, let me just try to be around here, just running around trying to pass the ball to my teammates at least until I get another opportunity."
exactly,
And sometimes he doesn't even look for his shot either.
no, exactly,
Like
and Ray, you can see him struggling.
hmm
You can
and
see
he
him
shot
struggling.
the
So,
ball how many times yesterday? Like 6 times. That's not enough.
yeah, like yep,
Right?
6 times, 6 times.
If you're a superstar, you shot the
Uh,
ball like 6 times. If you're a superstar, we want you to shoot more. Like
Yep,
that's not shooting 6 times. That's not enough for your
it's not.
superstar. I want you to at least. I'd rather you go for 3 for 17 versus 0 for 6. Like I get it. We don't want you shooting as much, but I'd rather shoot it so we know you're trying. He's not
No,
even shooting it.
that's
But I
true.
also think that has to do with the OKC defense too. Like I
Yeah,
think they were all over him. They're throwing people at him and they're meeting him everywhere. Even Chet wasn't letting him push him around yesterday.
yeah, it was whooping that boy ass. Like, and I hope he's okay though, because I seen like the injury stuff. I just hope he's doing well and he can come back. Because if he's injured, it's over. There's no question that there's no point of return. It's like it's just over at this
And
point.
then I'm not a fan of like teams also winning without the other team's quote unquote superstar or other team's best player because it's like, oh yeah, he wasn't healthy
It
anyways,
wasn't
you
healthy,
know? And
but a
they
win is a
tried
win though,
to,
right?
yeah, I mean, if you're out there, we hear it from everyone. If you're out there, we're not going to use the you're hurt excuse. We're just going to assume you're okay. That's
Nah,
just
that's a
how
fact.
everyone sees it. Yeah.
And so we're not gonna blame Tyrese only. It was other players that didn't show up either. Um,
Miles Turner.
I could, yep. So I can give you Miles Turner. I don't even know what he scored in total, but Pascal Siakam at 28 points. He played a really good game. 9 for 15, 3 for 6, 7 for 8 from the free throw line. So he's, like we said, he's their best player. Can we agree?
I told you he's their best player. Miles Turner had 13 points and 6 rebounds. That's not enough. He
That's
needs
not enough.
to have a double double. every game if they're going to do well. And I need him to make that 13 either a 17 to 20. He can't.
And he got to rebound more.
Especially, he has to rebound more. If he would get away with this 13 if Tyrese at least made 20. We're not going to look at his 13 that deep, okay? But that rebound needs to be in double digits. 6 rebounds, like that's unacceptable. But Pascal Siakam, let's go over his stats really quickly. 28 points. He gave us 2 blocks, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. That's a complete game.
And 3 steals. Yep, definitely.
And 3 steals. Yep, that's a complete game. Probably want to see his rebound go up a little bit more. Yeah. Total, like, let's see. I feel like total they had how many rebounds total
as a team?
Yes, they had 50, right?
Yep, 50. Yep.
As a team, and then OKC's rebounds, they had 45. So they out rebounded OKC, which is rare. But I mean, I'm not gonna say it's rare. But
it
can happen. Usually, but they out rebounded them by 5, so that's not a big margin of error right there. Yep. I'm not super concerned about that.
And also, for the free throws, they shot about the same amount. The Pacers made 24 out of 30, and OKC made 26 out of
32. Yeah,
it's pretty close.
Yeah, and for that shows us that the refs were pretty even with the calls. I think that, again, that's not the issue. Again, really the problem here was they got nothing out of Halliburton. And let me see what the other guards gave me, because they were a little garbage too. Nembhard, 7 points. That's not okay. We can't do nothing with that. 4 turnovers. Yeah, okay. And then 3 assists, 3 rebounds. Like 36 minutes of cardio for you, 34 minutes of cardio for Halliburton. Miles Turner, 25 minutes. Okay.
Honestly, if you look at it, like, I don't even think they had a terrible game. Tyrese didn't show up.
Yeah, they didn't. And Tyrese and Nembhard would have showed up even a little bit. They had a chance because they lost by 11 points. They could have made that up.
Had 12 points. That's not bad at all.
That's not bad. That's what we're expecting out of Obi Toppin. Anything that he can give you 10 to 15 is good for Obi Toppin coming off the bench.
And you know who's a sleeper? TJ McConnell. He's been playing phenomenal.
He's very good.
He's been playing very phenomenal.
Good. And 18 points for 22 minutes.
Yes.
So maybe they would have gave him some more of Halliburton's minutes. He probably would have gave you 20-something points.
Who knows?
Make up those, other points, right?
Yep. So looking at the team stats, we can see like things are pretty close. Rebounds, they're out rebounding them by 5. Even though the free throw is very identical, pretty much identical. But the difference is, we said game 4, OKC struggled from the 3-point line or whatever. This game, they shot better from the 3-point line. They made 14. But on the other side also, on defense, they had maybe 6 more steals than the Pacers. So defensively, they stepped it up. Because obviously, my man, the hillbilly, my man Caruso takes you to the hillbilly swamp. He's out there catching alligators, snakes, frogs, anything you name, he's there. He's going to the bayou and swimming with no goggles. He's catching everything in there, bro. Come on, son. So we really got to talk about how the hillbilly swamp. I just
want people in the chat. I just want you guys to hear this name.
It's
What's wrong with you?
Caruso looked like he right after like the NBA season, it looked like he goes back to his farm and just do all type of stuff that's productive in his life. Feeding the horse, looking at nature, and you do all of this with his headband on. I'm telling you, Caruso is different.
Caruso is out here showing us why, like, he was very pivotal to that Lakers team. Okay, like he's showing us that he's gonna earn his keeps. One thing about him, he's gonna show up to work. Those people who clock in, waste time on the clock. Not him. He clock in and he gets to work, baby.
Bro, I don't even know what Caruso sound like. I don't even know.
I've actually heard him in the interview. He sounds like a pretty normal person, sir.
He's human? Caruso's human?
Of course he's human. He's
I didn't
not.
think so. I didn't know because the way he's programmed, but that man just play defense. He's at the
I
right
mean,
place at the right time.
and he's picking people's pocket, man. He's picking pockets, like, and he drives to the basket. He's moving fast. I don't even know how long the man's been in the
Caruso's
NBA, but
black. You cannot convince me he's not black.
he's
He got
black.
the same shaped head as Tupac. Yeah, so
Tupac used to wear the bandana, so you know.
exactly. So okay, now let's talk about your man J-Dub. 40 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 14 for 25, 3 for 5 from the 3-point line, 9 for 12 from the free throws. And yep. So how do you think about his plus and minus is plus 14? He giving people 40-piece nuggets, barbecue chicken eating all day, all night.
Listen. J Dub. First of all, Shea is my guy, but J Dub is people are sleeping on him. He is trying to be the Finals MVP. He's trying to Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. Except for it's the other way around. He's trying to get Shea. But to me, I really think that he's been the difference in the series. First game, he didn't show up that much. Mm-hmm. They were still very close to winning, right? But that just shows you again how good OKC's team is. OKC's team is very good. Wiggins doesn't even play good every game, and they're still good. Like if he plays good, they're winning, right? Yep. And he comes off the bench. He plays good, they're winning. Okay, Aaron Wiggins. Now, J-Dub. I told you yesterday he was going for 40 or 50. We was watching, I said, y'all sleeping on my man. He is trying to get that Finals MVP, and he's quiet about it. He's not barking at nobody. He's just out there, and he's always at the right spot too. Like every time you think that Indiana's coming back a little bit, J-Dub like makes a big shot or drives to the basket. Like he just does something. He makes an important play, or he makes a play on defense too. So
I agree. I think
credit.
He's playing good, 40 points. His points been elevating every game. But the MVP to me is locked and set. J-Dub can score 7. Well, I don't know if he scores 70 points. I don't know. But he can score whatever he wants. But going for that MVP is like trying to reach the sun. It's like trying to grab the sun. You can't reach it.
Not really.
No.
You want to know why?
No.
You want to know why? Because Andre Iguodala got Finals MVP.
But that's different, though.
With Stephen Curry. Only because they're saying that he kind of stopped LeBron. Like, come on.
He didn't stop LeBron.
Well, that's what they're saying. I know he didn't stop LeBron. LeBron still gave him like 30 pieces and everything. Yeah. But what I'm saying is that's how many points did he average that series for them to give him Finals MVP?
I think maybe 15 not that points.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's probably not that hard to get it.
But he did.
They're counting the Finals MVP as a series. It's not the whole playoffs. Like,
I think they should have went to. I think it should have went to Steph, but that's what it is. What it is. But even this game, Shea had 31 points, 10 assists, 2 steals, 4 blocks. Like it's 9 for 21. He didn't shoot the best, but again, your Shea is averaging 32 points. 32 points. J-Dub was scoring 40 points last night. He's averaging 25 points. So it's not happening.
No, I'm not saying that Shea's not gonna win it. I'm just saying after watching him last game and the game before that, I'm like he's trying to make a case. Like he's trying to make everyone think a little bit like, okay, because what did he score the last game?
Who, Shea?
Oh no! So J-Dub had 40 yesterday. Game 5 40, game 4 27, game 3 26, and then 19 and 17. So he keeps going up. If he plays really good next game, they're gonna win. He's not gonna win Finals MVP because Shea 9 times out of 10 is gonna go for 30 again. So if he scores, if he gives you anything between his 25 and up, 9 times out of 10 they're gonna win that game.
Not facts.
I just need Chet to like come along just a little bit. I know they've been beating him up a little bit, his little legs, and the commentator Richard Jefferson.
Chet don't need to eat.
What a guy! Richard Jefferson said he need a little bit more meat on his bones, and I can't disagree.
But he didn't score much. 9 points, but he definitely had 3 blocks and 11 rebounds. So defensively, he showed up.
He showed up. And
Yep.
he showed up even in game 4 defensively. I thought
Yep.
his defense was really, really like changed the game a lot for them in game 4. And even though he was hobbled, everybody kept pushing up on him. Like
Yeah.
whenever they needed him, I saw my man's tired. He was coming in the game still trying to push it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I can respect that from him. I really think he made a big difference in game 4 defensively. This game too, he showed up defensively as well. Actually, the whole team showed up defensively. I really think I know Halliburton is horrible, but I really think that defense is showing up too.
No, I agree.
I'm
So
just gonna give a little bit of credit to that defense, but that doesn't mean I'm discrediting Indiana's defense. Let's talk a little bit about Indiana defense here because I feel like we've been kind of hard on them and how
for
bad
sure.
they played. Maybe because
Defensively,
we're
they're
both
good.
not Pacers fans.
No, I mean, no, we do recognize it because like game 4, they played pretty good. They was playing good defense on shit. Nimrod and all of that. It was playing pretty good. The fourth quarter, superstar. They're gonna eventually come and show you why they're superstars. That's what happened in game 4. But on defense, bro, I'm like, it looked like is this Shea? Because the way they were doing it was filthy. But
Thank
Shea,
you. In game 4, right?
yes,
They were
yes,
like, and I would tell you, like, I know him and Nemhart both played for the Canada team during the Olympics, but he is like, I'm out here trying to get, like, he's not afraid to guard him at all. Like, he's getting all up in his grill. Like, I will say Indiana does play some good defense too.
no, they
Like,
did.
Rick Carlisle, he's been doing a good job getting his team ready. That's
No,
one thing we
definitely.
can't take away from him.
One of the greatest coach ever.
Ever.
But I would say too, my question for you, if Shea, because like again, Holly just like I said, it's no diss. I'm being biased here. I want OKC to win because to me, Holly winning the championship is great, but Shea winning the championship is greater because it solidifies legacy and put him amongst some of the greats because he's such a great player. He's MVP final regular season MVP, Western Conference Finals MVP, scoring champ. He made All NBA first team, like all of that, right? So to win Finals MVP and also to win a championship would kind of solidify his legacy and put him amongst the greats like MJ, Kobe, Wade. Well, that's why I stopped because the other two, AI and James Harden, doesn't have a championship. So, but they don't change their greatness. But I'm just saying it's gonna put them there. So my question to you would be, if SGA go and win the Finals MVP and a championship, where would you rank him amongst shooting guards?
This is a hard one. But I think if he wins a championship, I'm still going to put him at 5 after Allen Iverson only because the total body of work is not done. And then he's in season 7. Season 7 for AI, like when me and you checked the numbers before, the numbers were pretty close. The only big difference here would be that he has a championship above AI, right? But I think that it's hard. I'm going to put him at 5 right now just because the total body of work is not done. It's hard for me to put him over AI because AI's impact. And SGA has a better team
That's
now
true.
than
That's true.
Allen Iverson did in his first 7 seasons or anything like that. And I'm not saying SGA didn't come from the bottom, but they had a pretty good team last season too. So yeah, for me right now, I'm gonna definitely go MJ, Kobe, Dwayne Wade, Allen Iverson, then Shea, and then if we want to make it, I know it's hard. We got to do 5, but if we start to go further, obviously you have your James Harden and people like that come along later on.
He's definitely. I'm putting him right now. I'm putting him ahead of James Harden. It's hard to put him ahead of AI. AI's numbers were just ridiculous as a small guy doing that. He took his team to 6 foot, and he took his team to the final. He played against Kobe. Like he won a game against the Lakers. So it's like that just speaks to his greatness. So I think Shea has the potential to surpass him.
Does.
But like as of right now, But if we was to cut off AI career in his first 7 years and compare it to Shea, I think stat wise, especially scoring, AI still does have the edge.
He still has the edge, and
Yeah,
we grew up on AI, so like
exactly.
it's gonna be hard for us to not say that we didn't see both. We saw both.
Yeah,
So
and even though AI got the edge in terms of scoring and things like that, I was still out with the first 7 years before people start attacking me. I would rather SGA career than AI career if the cutoff point was that 7 years.
yes, and
If
then
if he wins the championship.
also too, one thing I won't take for granted, and AI did like do some things on the defensive end, but SGA is a better defender.
Yeah.
AI did steal ball. He
Yep.
did have, had some
Yep.
good steals and things like that. But
Definitely.
SGA, he hasn't he led the NBA in steals already, or at least number two or something like that. Either way,
Maybe.
like he plays
Yeah.
defense at a
Yep.
high level.
He
So
does.
that's the one thing that I'm gonna give him a slight edge. That's why it's a hard 4 and 5 over there,
Yeah.
because overall, like
Hmm.
SGA probably has the better career, but I'm also not going to take for granted that he has the better team these last
He
three
does.
years
He
for the
definitely
most part.
does. So
Yeah.
I'm not mad at it. So AI still. So I put SGA at number 5 with the
As
championship.
far as guards right now,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
So
just overall
yeah.
from what we've seen.
So yeah. So to wrap it up, and game 6, I believe. When is it? Tomorrow?
No, it's actually on
Thursday.
Thursday.
Okay.
Yes.
So game 6. What is your prediction? Who you think is gonna win that game?
I am going to make a hard pick, and I'm going to go with OKC. I think they're going to close it out. I don't think they want to go to a game 7, even if it's at home,
Mm-hmm.
with these Pacers, because Pacers already they won at OKC game 1. They're not afraid of anything. So the way the Pacers look at themselves is, we're not supposed to be here. We don't have nothing to lose,
Yeah.
right? So to me, that's a dangerous team to go to game 7 with. I don't care if you're at home or not. So I think they're going to close them out. I think they understand now that they can't take this team for granted. You know how you come into a game
Yep.
and you're like, oh, we're better than them. So you think like, you think your shit don't stink. You think you just got it like that, right?
Yep.
So that's how they came into game 1. Little did they know, this team, they don't back down from anybody. They don't care
Nope.
if you have the big names. They don't care about
Mhm.
nothing. So I am picking OKC to close this thing out on Thursday.
Mhm.
I don't want to see you on here talking about these Pacers again after game 6. Okay. I'm sick of
Everybody's
them.
tired of the Pacers.
I am sick of them. For me, I don't know what everybody else's issues are, but I'm a big Damian Lillard fan. And after he did this to
Oh,
my man, I
oh,
don't fool with him. I don't fool with that team. So I'm being
oh.
just a little bit of a hater here.
No,
But
I
yeah,
see.
also, I would, to me, OKC needs to win this championship, because the West is only going to get better.
No,
Um,
I agree.
I know me and you've talked about this before at other times, but Minnesota is going to get better. Lakers, we're definitely going to expect them to play better, because now they're going to have preseason and all of that. Like, they're going to have more time to get to know each other and get more familiar with each other. So, and I'm actually expecting Golden State to come back better too, with
I agree. Jimmy B with Steph.
Jimmy, with
Mhm.
Steph and Jimmy. So I'm also expecting something from the Spurs. I expect them to get better. Wemby, he's gonna be like a big
Yep.
deal. So I think SGA. Okay, see, there's a lot of teams in the West, by the way, that I can
Yep.
go on and on about, but that we're gonna save that for another episode, where we're gonna talk about the West teams and the East teams.
Yeah.
But I think that if they miss their window here, they're gonna bite their fingers. Same thing that happened with Phoenix that one season. They still haven't been able to make it back.
No, I
So
agree. I
yeah,
think I think it's, to me, it's cut and clear who's gonna win. Unless something miraculously happen and the basketball gods decide to favor the Pacers. If not, then this is cut and clear. OKC's gonna win it. Shea's gonna win MVP, and he's gonna solidify his legacy, and he's just gonna add on more to it. So I think yeah, I think I got OKC winning game 6. And if it do go to 7, I still got OKC winning because the Pacers cannot win this. They can't. So
who do you so you have them closing it out, or you think it's going to go to a game 7?
no, I got them closing game 6. I got them closing game 6. I don't think Holly's going to play next game. I'm not sure, but I got them closing game 6.
Okay.
Yeah,
And then, so what do you question for you really quickly? I know we're getting ready to wrap it up here, but what do you think that Indiana needs to do different in game 6? What do they need to do to push this to a game 7?
Well, they need to
talk hypotheticals.
Yeah, that's a good question. I think what they need to do, they need to come out how they played like game 3. They need to come out and start early. They need to punch them in the face, punch them in the mouth super early. Yeah. And they gotta like keep their foot on the gas the whole game. They gotta try to double SGA to try to take him out of the game, which is hard to do. But you got another guy like J-Dub. So it's gonna be a difficult task, but you're gonna have to try to press defense. You gotta play 94 feet. You gotta make it tough. You gotta make it a physical game. Right. But again, you got to be smart because SG is going to get a lot of foul. So, yeah, you got to do a little bit of everything. You got to get down and dirty. But they got to play great on defense. And also, like, Miles Turner needs to show up. The bench, Obi Toppin, he does what he does. But the bench also needs to show up. Benedict, I can't remember his other. But
yeah, his name is hard to say.
Whatever it is,
Mactaran or something.
Yes,
yeah.
Because I think game 4 he was missing a lot of free throw. We can't afford it. So you got to come out and play better. You got to play defense, and you got to get on the offensive side super early.
Yes.
You know, so they got to set the tone from the jump.
And then I think also to go off of that, Nemhart can't give us another 7-point game. Like that's unacceptable. You're in the starting lineup. And we know you're not afraid of the moment. I've seen you make big shots, right? We've seen him make big shots. So we're expecting him to be better. I'm gonna expect all those other guys to be better just because we don't know, one, if Halliburton is gonna play game 6. 2, even if he plays, how productive is he gonna be again? Is he gonna, so we gotta keep that into perspective. But I think this is pretty much done though. I think OKC needs to close it out. But then again, Indiana, Rick Carlisle will have them ready. One thing about him that I know is he will have them ready.
It's not going to be an easy game 6, but they'll do enough to win the game. So I got them winning.
They're the better team.
Yep. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Game on Blitz again. It's me and Tenan Kaba, aka TK. We'll be coming back to recap game 6 after we watch game 6. Hopefully that's the end of the NBA season. But yep, it is what it is. We here and we out. Peace.
Peace.